There are so many animals that we find truly precious. I mean, we see them and our hearts just sing, right? But how much do we actually know about this adorably wonderful wildlife? Some of these seemingly harmless creatures might surprise you, so join me as I ruin a couple cute critters for you. Or maybe you'll just get a newfound respect for the duck-billed platypus. Your mileage may vary. Platypuses are incredible for a number of reasons. Number one, they're monotremes, meaning egg-laying mammals, which are very rare. There are only 5 total species of monotremes on the entire planet: 4 echidnas and our platypus friends. Number two, they have a 6th sense. No, they can't see dead people, but they can see the electric field of prey items, kind of like sharks. Mechanoreceptors let them sense motion and pressure changes, while electroreceptors help them detect the electric signals in the muscles of their prey items. These special sensors are in those beautiful bills of theirs, and they're so powerful that it's usually the only sense they use while hunting. But there's something slightly haunting about these precious platypals. They're venomous. Well, the males are anyway. The venom doesn't come from their bite like a lot of other animals. It comes from their ankles. Platypuses have a hollow spur on their ankles connected to a venom gland in their leg. They use these spurs to defend themselves and their honor when in combat with other males competing for a mate. Imagine going to the local watering hole in search of a romantic partner, and some guy comes up and tries to stab you with a knife on his leg. Be glad you're not a platypus, my friends. Everyone loves sea otters. They're fluffy, they're charismatic, they hold hands while they sleep so they don't float away from each other. If that doesn't melt your heart, I really don't know what will. But they have a bit of a problem getting a little too rough during mating, which can include biting the female's face. It's so rough, in fact, that sometimes it results in the death of the female. Otter courtship involves the males competing for the most eligible females around, and in some areas of California, the losers of these competitions will search for a mate elsewhere, and by elsewhere, I mean with a completely different species. That is, they'll go find a baby seal to attempt to mate with. The things that sexually frustrated otters do for love is just, ugh. Sometimes this ill-fated attempt at mating will actually drown the seal pup. It's pretty bleak. Now every time I see an otter, I wonder how many seal lives he's cut short. With the name honey badger, you might assume that they're just badgers that are as sweet as honey. I mean, they kind of look like it. These cutie pies are part of the weasel family, and they don't get very big, only about 3 feet long from nose to the tip of the tail. But don't let their small stature fool you, because it's not stopping them. If anyone ever tells you you have too much attitude, go ahead and point them in the direction of a honey badger. I bet they'll change their mind. These feisty friends will fight some of the more dangerous animals in their communities with absolutely no hesitation, and they've evolved to do just that. First, they have a gland that releases a horrid stench to ward off adversaries. Additionally, honey badger skin is thick enough to withstand bee stings, porcupine pokes, and even the bite of an angry dog. But most impressively, they are resistant to snake venom. I don't know about you, but I think I will keep a respectful distance from an animal that can shrug off an experience that would put me 6 feet under. Butterflies are gorgeous animals. They float gracefully like real-life angels, if angels had antennae and 6 legs. When you think of butterflies, your mind probably goes to flowers, fresh scents, sweet nectar. Now let me destroy that image for you, because if I have to know what I know, then so do you. Let's discuss the harvester butterfly. Are they beautiful? Yes, absolutely. But they're also giving Fatal Attraction vibes because their caterpillars are literally carnivorous. The adult butterflies lay their eggs in aphid colonies so that their precious little ones can have aphid feasts as they grow up. And that's not even the worst part. Sometimes the caterpillars will protect themselves from predators using the corpses of their poor aphid victims. Frightening! Moose are the largest deer species on the planet, getting up to 6.5 feet tall at the shoulders. And while they may seem cute and fuzzy, these big animals are not to be underestimated. The first thing you might think to watch out for are those antlers. They're made of bone, so they are incredibly heavy, and they will use them as a battering ram, mostly in competition with other male moose. These antlers and the rest of their enormous bodies also pose a huge threat to vehicles. If a car hits a moose, it's going to sweep the legs out from underneath them, and guess what's coming in through the windshield? Over 1,000 pounds of body and bony antlers. But just because the females don't have antlers does not mean you should let your guard down around them, because the hooves of moose, both male and female, are pretty gnarly weapons. They're sharper than you might think, and they've been used to take down wolves and bears. And moose are not afraid to protect themselves, their offspring, and their personal space. So don't piss off a moose. And just when you think it can't get any worse, allow me to inform you of the fact that you're not safe in the water either, because moose are surprisingly fantastic at swimming and diving. Though it may seem strange, they can dive up to 20 feet for nutrient-rich aquatic vegetation to eat. So if you ever find yourself scuba diving in moose territory, keep your eyes peeled for these feisty forest friends. The blue-ringed octopus is truly adorable. They only get to be 8 to 10 inches long. And look at those gorgeous colors. Don't you just want to pick it up and give it a snuggle? Yeah, that's not the best idea, because 1, you shouldn't touch wildlife, and 2, these precious little octopals just happen to be the most venomous octopus on the planet. Their venom can and has killed people in the past. It's a neurotoxin, which means that it attacks the nervous system. It is extremely potent, about 1,000 times more toxic than cyanide. It acts quickly, and there is no antidote. A human bitten by one of these octos will soon experience nausea and numbness in the muscles. Then, their senses and motor skills will begin to deteriorate. Eventually, it will cause muscle paralysis, including the muscles necessary for breathing. You can survive this bite if artificial respiration is started immediately, providing time for your body to clear the toxins. So, I guess that's something. One of the scariest parts is that their bite is often painless. You may not even know you've been bitten until it's too late. So, if you see one of these tiny octos, do not approach it. It's for your own good. These innocent-looking animals may pose a danger to humans, but that's not to say that we shouldn't love them from a distance. Now, you tell me, did learning some of these unsettling details make you love these animals even more? Or did I succeed in ruining a couple cute creatures for you today?